watching TV 88, covering Marathon and the Florida Keys. This is Marathon's Medical Corner, brought to you by Fisherman's Community Hospital.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for the Marathon Medical Corner, brought to you by Fisherman's Community Hospital. We're here on 81st Street Oceanside in Marathon, and we're about to go inside the medical building to interview the island's new gynecologist, Dr. David Forrest. He's going to talk to us about female reproductive health and everything you need to know before you schedule that next doctor's appointment. Dr. Forrest, thanks for joining us here Oceanside in the Middle Keys. And you've just come to the Florida Keys.
Yeah, about a year ago actually. I moved here from Phoenix.
And you actually have been all over the country, from Arizona to California where you were born,
Right.
even New York City.
Absolutely. I started off in Chicago. Actually, I was born and raised in California, the Bay Area. I did my medical training in Chicago, and then I moved to California to do my residency and practiced in California for a couple of years, then moved to the big city, New York City, Manhattan. I worked at Lenox Hill Hospital for a few years, training residents in their residency program at Lenox Hill Hospital. And from there, I went to Phoenix to help open a new labor and delivery unit for Sun Health, which is now Banner Health in Phoenix.
Well, having been in those major metropolitan areas that aren't remote tropical islands surrounded by the ocean, what have you seen here that's different as far as women's health and women's health care that's different from those places of the country?
It's a lot smaller scale here, and I like that. It's nice. It's a big change. I'm used to seeing 40 patients a day in my last practice. Here, it's a lot. I can spend time with my patients. I can spend 30, 40 minutes with a patient, and I have the time to do it. It takes time to build a relationship with your gynecologist. And I understand how women think, and when they see me for the first time, they think, oh, I have to meet a new doctor, I have to meet a man, I have to meet somebody who's going to be doing things that are a little bit on the personal side. And I pride myself in trying to make my patients as comfortable as possible. We're all human, one human family, as we say here in the Keys, and it's my job to make them feel comfortable, and I think I'm pretty darn good at that.
Well, I think it may be habit for some women to think, I need to go to Miami in order to get this care because I might come in, I might interface with the doctor, or he might tell someone what happened in the office.
Never, ever. Confidentiality is first and foremost. What happens in my office will never, ever leave my office. My staff, they know how serious I am about that. We screen for breast cancer, we screen for cervical cancer, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, colorectal cancer. We screen for a lot of different things, and people don't realize how much we do in that just few minutes in the exam room. But beyond that, gynecology is a surgical specialty, and we do gynecological surgeries such as hysterectomies, oophorectomies, which is removal of the ovaries. Having come from a practice that had an older population when I was in Phoenix, I did a lot of pelvic floor reconstruction, a lot of procedures for stress urinary incontinence, surgical procedures for stress urinary incontinence. There's a whole list of surgical procedures that we do in gynecology. For most routine gynecological procedures, we do them right here. I do endometrial ablations for heavy menses. I do DNCs to look for endometrial polyps and cancer. So there are a lot of things that we can do right here at Fisherman's Hospital in Marathon.
We certainly are blessed to have those services here now.
Oh, thank you.
Well, today we're here in Marathon, and you also travel to the Lower Keys.
I do.
For work.
I am in Big Pine Key one day a week on Thursdays, and I'm in Marathon on Mondays and Fridays.
Well, Dr. Forrest, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
being with us this afternoon. It certainly is a treat to add you to the professional arena on the islands.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks.